Welcome to Meet the Boss Junior. Today I'm speaking with you. I'm Indeep Hansra, CEO of Creative Careers in Medicine. First question, you might know I love cars. What's your favorite car?
Good morning, Liam, and thank you for that question. I know that you do love cars. I've heard some of your interviews before. I'm very excited to be able to tell you a particular car that my family's owned a few of them actually, is the Porsche 911s, the older ones. And I don't know a lot about cars. I don't know a lot about the engines or how fast they go, but I just love the look of them. Are you familiar with the Porsches?
Yeah, my favorite car is Porsches too.
No way! What a
Actually, I'm
surprise.
the second one on Meet the Boss with favorite car that is Porsches.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm glad we've got that in common.
Think back to when you were a kid. What did you want to do when you grew up?
Oh, that's a tough question. I always wanted to take care of people. I liked being a caretaker. So I thought, should I do childcare or do I want to be a nurse? But at the same time, I also love performing. And I thought, oh, maybe I want to be an actress. And I couldn't really decide between the two. So I had a little bit of a bit of a career dilemma as I was going through, but I went into the caring profession and became a doctor first.
Okay, I want to hear all about your work, but first tell me a story. How did you become a CEO?
Well, maybe I'll tell you the first time I became a CEO. I became a CEO of a telehealth company, which Telstra was running. And I initially just came on as a medical person. So I was just a doctor on the side, kind of giving medical advice, but realized I loved the business aspects of the company. So I actually wanted to go to all of the meetings where we were trying to sell the service to people. I loved managing people. I just liked trying to work out how do you make a business profitable and sustainable. And so, as the rest of the team and the board saw that I was very interested in running a business, they turned around and said, would you like to be the CEO? And I initially said no, because I thought I don't have a degree or anything that qualifies me as being a CEO. But then I realized that's not what you need. And it's really about your skill sets and your expertise. And so I took the job and had my first go at being a CEO.
Tell me about your company. What is your product and who are your customers?
So the company that I guess I run now it really started, excuse me, it really started as a community. So we had a large group of doctors, almost 17,000 now, and they are looking for help in their career journeys. So they might be looking a bit out of the box for new types of jobs, or they might be looking for new skills to develop. And so we really are about supporting doctors and their journey with their career. And so they're really our customers. But we also help the health industry generally. So we help technology companies, we help healthcare services, we help management consulting firms, and they want to access doctors. And so we give them access. So we kind of have different types of customers, but we really just want to try and connect the whole industry.
Okay, what do you love most about your job?
What do I love about my job? I just get excited about the impact. I think, when you sit there worrying about whether, you can afford to keep this thing going, because that's often what happens when you're doing early stage companies and you worry, will you have enough money to keep the lights on? I think that the part of it that keeps you going is when you get all of the feedback and the emails and the phone calls where people say, you changed their lives, or you made a difference, or you opened new doors for them. And it's those emails and those phone calls and those messages that I love, and that's what keeps me going.
What's the hardest thing about your job?
My the hardest part about the job is sometimes feeling like, it's keeping it going and sustainable, and having the energy every day to get up, especially when you've created something. So when you're I guess the CEO, the leader of your own organization, it's finding that ongoing motivation, because it's a lot of work, and sometimes you get things thrown at you left field, and you have to keep finding the strength and the passion to keep going with it. So that can be tough sometimes.
So what does success look like to you?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, success is a little bit different to some CEOs who maybe run sort of ASX listed companies or large organizations, and they have targets around the financial sort of outcomes of that company. So how much money did it make? How profitable is it? And that's what a lot of shareholders and board members expect. I think for me, because of what I run, it's really a passion project. And we're not really about, how much money can we make? The thing for me that is important is, what am I trying to achieve? And I really want to help people at the end of the day. It sounds a bit cliched, but I want to have an impact. I want the whole health system to be in a better state than how I found it when I came. And I want people to be happy and fulfilled in their jobs and in their lives. And if I can do that to all of my peers and all the people that I work with, then I've achieved success. So it's really driven by that impact.
Okay, what's one piece of advice for me as I think about starting my own company?
Oh, that's a great question. I think a bit like what you just asked me, what does success look like for you? There are some people whose goals are to make lots of money. Some people's goals are to have a really senior job and feel successful because they've got a great title. I think you have to think about what success looks like for you. What are you passionate about? What makes you motivated to get out of bed every day? And the thing is if you're going to run your own company, you're going to be doing the same thing day in, day out for a long time, because it takes a while to make a company successful. So you've got to make sure that the interest that you have and the passion that you want to follow is something that's going to stick with you for a long time, and that you're going to continue to be motivated to work on it. So find your passion. It doesn't matter if it's cars, or if it's, my initial one was serving ice cream in an ice cream shop, or whether it's healthcare or technology. Just make sure it's something that you're really excited and passionate about.
Yep. Looks like that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for coming on this show and sharing your story. Best luck for your future.
Thanks so much for having me, Liam. That was amazing.
And also, I'd like to say, ask an off-script question.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, if there's any car other than a Porsche 911 that you could drive for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, apart from a Porsche 911, I do have a little bit of I had a little period where I got into sort of fast cars, and I had this RX-8, and I know it's not like a very cool car, but it has like sentimental value to me. And I remember it was my first exciting car that I had, outside of like a little Honda Civic that I bought when I first got my license. And if I could go back and find it, it was like bright red, and people would look at me, and I did like go a little bit fast in it sometimes. I think I'd love to find that car again and have it, because it's just got that sort of sentimental value.
Like the muscle car feel?
Yes, a bit like that.
And that's the RX-8 is a muscle car.
It is. Probably wasn't the right car for me, but I really enjoyed driving it at the time.